Okay guys, this is going to be OpenClaw, Clawdbot, Maltbot, whatever you want to call it. This is going to be a full setup. I'm going to try not to do any skipping. First thing we're going to do is we want to go to the OpenClaw and we want to go down to the very bottom, and there's this code here, and we're going to want to put that in our terminal. If you don't know how to pull up your terminal, all you have to do is go to Find and start typing a terminal there. So we're going to copy that in here, and it looks like it didn't like it, so I'm going to copy it again, and I'm going to put sudo in there. Okay, let's see if this works here. Okay, it still doesn't like it. I'm glad we're having this error so that we can figure out together, because I think that's an issue that a lot of videos are having, is they're not showing any errors. So let's figure out together what this is. I am going to copy this and I am going to put it into ChatGPT so that we can see exactly what the issue is and how to fix it. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me just copy it here. Let me pull up ChatGPT. And then I'm just going to copy it. It should give us a new code to type in there. I'm sure it's just because this is a brand new MacBook that I literally just bought for this. I apologize. It's actually a Mac Mini. And let's see what it pulled up. Yes, it looks like the code is going to be right there. So we're going to copy that, and we're just going to put that in our terminal. Okay, perfect. It looks like it's downloading. I'm actually going to speed this up for you guys so that you guys don't have to sit here and wait for all of this. So, okay, now it should take us to an onboarding now that OpenClaw is downloading. Okay, here we go. We want to accept the privacy. We're going to do quick start so that it gives us all the options and walks us through them. Now, I am going to use Anthropic just because it's, Anthropic, just because it's the one that I am very familiar with. There's two different options here. You can use your subscription, which I would not suggest doing because that does go against the terms and conditions of Anthropic. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to get an API key. So I'm going to select that. And I'm actually going to get it on a different computer because I want to keep this one as clean as I can. So let me go ahead and type in that API key here. Okay, so now it's going to ask us which version. So I would suggest using Sonnet. I'm sure you've heard people say how expensive it is. That's because they're using Opus and it costs way more tokens for that. So I would use Sonnet unless you're doing something that you need a higher thing for. Sonnet is plenty for what you're going to be doing, but you can change this at any time. So I'm going to use Sonnet 4.5 on here. I'm just going to make sure it's the most recent one. Okay, so next I'm going to use Telegram, and you can see it gives us instructions on how to do that. You're going to open Telegram, go to BotFather, and then you're going to run everything through. It's going to tell you exactly what to do in Telegram, and then it's going to give you a token that you are going to grab, and you're going to put it back here. So I am going to put my token from Telegram in here. Let me get it pulled up here. Okay, let me start typing in that token here. Should be some numbers and some letters. It'll say in Telegram. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to configure skills now. So I'm not going to put any skills on it right now just to make it simple for us. And you can select NPN. But these are all the skill options that you have. And you can look on Discord. They have all kinds of stuff. It tells you all kinds of stuff that you can do. But for right now, I'm not going to do it. It's going to ask me for a few APIs here. For right now, again, I'm not going to put anything in. I can always come back to this by doing OpenClaw configure, and you can always come back and do this. So I am not going to do it now. I'm just going to hit no on everything. Now here, I'm going to go ahead and select all three because I want them set up and good to go. It's completely up to you. You can skip if you want to. So let's go ahead and let it do the initializing. The next step should be hatching. Oh, go ahead and make sure that you're allowing node on here. Okay, so now we want to hatch it. That means it makes it live for us. So we're going to go ahead and hatch it, and it should pop up another screen that says like, hey, wake up. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, now I'm actually glad that we had this issue because you can see that the assistant didn't say anything back. It's not typing or anything. So let's try to figure out what the issue is. I'm going to assume that I think that I've entered my API incorrectly. 90% of the time when you're getting this error and it's not responding back, you've just entered your API incorrectly. Now, there's a few different ways to fix this, but what I want to do is, hold on just a second here. Let me see if there's a few different ways to change this. So let me double check real quick on my other computer. Sorry, I'm just double checking a few things to make sure everything else is correct here. And I'm sorry, guys, I did have to cut my screen because the recording actually quit and I had to reopen everything. So what I've done here is I have went back and I've ran the doctor to see what was wrong with it. And now I know I need to go into OpenClaw and I need to configure it. So now I'm going to go ahead and go into OpenClaw configure. And then I'm going to do local machine because that's where it's at. And I'm going to do not workspace. I actually want to do model. So what this is going to do is it's going just to take us through the whole process. Like I told you, if you wanted to change what version you're using, this would be how you do it. You do OpenClaw, and then you're just going to go right back through it. So let me re-enter my API key to make sure that I've got it correct this time. And I'm sure there's an easier way to do this. For me, this is just how I'm choosing to do it. You know, you can enter it in however you want to, but this is just what I'm choosing. So I'm going to go back through. I'm going to select Sonnet, and then I'm going to go through and hit continue. Now it should be working if that was the issue, which I believe it was. So let's test it again to see if it's working. And you can see now that it's typing. So we obviously know that, yes, it is working now. So let's see what it says here. Perfect. So now what I want to do is I want to test it on my Telegram to see that it's working okay on my Telegram. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And it looks like I actually need to approve something because my Telegram isn't connecting. So I'm actually going to just ask this chat what I need to do to approve my Telegram. So I'm just going to type it in here in my OpenClaw chat with my assistant, and it should tell me what needs to be fixed. Okay, let's see what it says. It takes just a second each time. It'll take a little bit too on your phone. Okay, it looks like I actually need to approve. Let me go ahead. I'm actually going to copy this first one and see if it's still showing as pending here. So let me copy the OpenClaw. No, it's pending, and see. And everything I'm just going to type in the terminal. Okay, so there's nothing pending. So I actually need to get a token. And it looks like I see the token. So what I'm going to need to do is type in here OpenClaw, and I'm going to need to type in the Telegram and then the token so that we can get it approved. I don't know if it's the same way with other options, but it looks like that's what it's saying we need to do for Telegram. So I'm just going to type in the OpenClaw, like I said, and then I'm just going to type in the pairing, and I'm going to type in approve, Telegram, and then my token key. So let me go ahead and get all of that typed in here. And this should make it working so that I can speak directly through my Telegram on the bot. Perfect. It says it's approved, so we are good to go. Okay, so we're good to go on the Telegram here. And actually, I want to show you the little conversation that I had. I wanted to record this and then come back and show you, because it's crazy how much of a personality these bots have just right out of the gate. So I went back and I screen recorded this so that you could see it. If you look, like, my bot is confused because I named my computer Nicholas. So it thinks that Nicholas is its human and that I'm just a third-party person. So if you want to pause to read it, it's actually really funny, just to see, the personality. And whenever it finally realizes that, oh, I've actually made a mistake, and then the personality that it has for that. So I'm just going to put the whole thing here so that you can pause and read it. See, you see right there, oh, I see, I was just hatched today. So you can kind of see just the different things that it has. But guys, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope that this was helpful. I tried not to skip anything. And if you guys made it to the very end, I would love a comment, a like, maybe subscribe if you found it useful. But thank you so much for watching and listening my video.